The recording has started. Diving deep into the force, bringing love, we can release that we no longer need. Diving deep into the force, bringing love, so we can release that we no longer need. Diving deep into the storm, bringing love, so we can release that which we no longer need. Storm, bringing love, so we can release that which we no longer need. Diving deep into the storm, bringing love, so we can release that which we no longer need. Diving deep into the storm, bringing love, so we can release that which we no longer need. Diving deep into the storm, bringing love, so we can leave that we no longer need.
Aloha. Good evening. This is Andrew Aloha live out of Flagstaff, Arizona with Spiritual Illness Productions on Blog Talk. Oh, I keep forgetting I'm not doing Blog Talk Radio anymore. But anyhow, on free conference call, establishing and maintaining right relationships with your human values. Aloha and welcome to tonight's Andrew Aloha Live. Tonight we're talking with Dr. Stephen Schwartz all the way out of San Diego in Primal Resonance, Discover the Secrets of Health, Vitality, and Optimal Human Performance. Aloha, Stephen. How are you?
Aloha, Andrew. Thank you so much for having me on this beautiful Sunday night.
Yeah, it is. It was a gorgeous day. It was a gorgeous day here in Flagstaff, Arizona, and it was slightly windy, a little bit chilly, but it was just an amazing day today. So anyhow, thank you for being here. Just to let you know, everything on this planet is toxic and contributes to chronic inflammation, which is responsible for nearly all known chronic illnesses. Thankfully, the root cause of inflammation can be successfully treated naturally by following the basic laws of nature. Whether you're suffering from chronic illness, feeling like you're not living your life to your full potential, or simply would like to learn the secret to living a long, happy, fulfilling, healthy life, this book is a must-read. You will learn what chronic inflammation is and why it's creating a widespread insidious epidemic in America. Oh my God. In America and throughout the world, by optimizing your body's I don't know what's going on. I feel like I'm being attacked by some kind of by my ex-girlfriend. That's exactly what. Why she's a psychic medium, and she comes around, and her spirit and her energies come around sometimes. But anyhow, why optimizing your body's cellular communication is so important for maintaining optimal health, vitality, and performance. The 10 principles for reversing age and degeneration. Practical tools, techniques, and resources to reduce inflammation, clear old, unwanted cellular memory patterns, and restore balance to your body. And also a new way of looking at how your body works and how your cells communicate and interact with your surrounding environment to slow the biological hands of time and help create a happy, healthy life. For more on Dr. Stephen Schwartz, you can go to www.holistic, and that's HOLISTIC, holistichealthscience.com, and talk to him there or connect with him there if you want. And for those of you on Instagram, my phone is just not the best at this point right now. So anyhow, we're going to come back and talk to Dr. Schwartz, and we're gonna talk to him more about his book. In the meantime, what I want to do is I want to get a big aloha to all of our underwriters that help make this show happen from week to week, month to month, year to year, beginning with the 90-Day Ascension Journey at www.90dayascensionjourney.com. When you sign up for the 90-Day Ascension Journey, you will be facilitated with defining and redefining your soul true life purpose. You will be assisted with finding out what ascension means to you. On this journey, you will be provided with tools, techniques, and assistance to empower you to connect and reconnect with yourself, your emotions and feelings in your mind, body, and spirit. Through a universal soul-centered process, you will be going through a lifelong transformation that you will allow you to move forward with your endeavors and never look back if you dare. And then we have Anovate at www.spiritualimageproductions.anovate.com, and that's ANOVITE.com, with over 25,000 scientific papers published on colostrum, a 90-day guarantee, and winner of the Healthy Living People Choice Award twice over. Anovate focuses on helping people with weight loss, anti-aging, heart disease, diabetes, depression, high blood pressure, asthma, allergies, rheumatoid arthritis, inflammation, gout, lupus, fibromyalgia, Crohn's disease, cancer, ulcers, the polio virus, chronic infections, digestive disorders, Alzheimer's disease, autoimmune disease, thymus gland, mental clarity, maintenance and protection of the immune system, synthesis and repair of RNA and DNA, and much, much more. So if you, again, you can go to spiritualimageproductions.com, and you can go on the left-hand side, scroll down to a link that says Andrew Aloha Live. Andrew Aloha Live. From there, that'll take you to the page we're on, and you can check out all this information for yourself as well. And then we finally have Maha Dikini Lore at www.mahadikini.com. Maha Dikini Lore's life has been a personal journey exploring sexuality and spirituality for over 20 years. She's a certified tantric counselor and tantric healer and a certified mind and sound teacher. Maha Dikini Lore is also a graduate of Margot Non's year-long sky dance and tantric facilitator training program, as well as a current member of the American Association of Sex Educators, Counselors, and Therapists Club, as well as a charter member of the Association of Sexual Energy Professionals. She regularly attends trainings and conferences to keep current with the latest information and research on sexual education. And again, you can come back and check it out for yourself if you want, and go from there. In the meantime, we do have Dr. Stephen Schwartz here with us online. We met for the first time in Sedona a few weeks ago. They were doing some kind of a presentation there, and did you create these sound beds, or did you just purchase them or something? So what's going on with you? Aloha, Dr. Schwartz.
Aloha. No, that's a great question. Actually, I am the creator of what you experienced down in Sedona. We had our 1-year anniversary of the Vibra Acoustic Sound Lounge. Basically, 1 year ago.
Yeah, go ahead. Can you hear me, Dr. Schwartz? You're gone. What happened to you? Oh wait, hang on a second.
Welcome. This service is provided.
If you are the host, please enter your PIN followed by the pound or... Thank you. There is one other participant in the conference. The recording has started.
Yeah, okay, I apologize, Dr. Stephen. Are you still, can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Yeah, this happened last interview that I did, and I don't know if there's smart asses on the free conference call that are pulling this shit, but you know, because it's intermittent, it's not the same thing. So I don't know if you guys are dicking around or if it's some kind of technical glitch or whatever. But anyhow, we're back. So let's go like this. If you can just kind of give us a bio about who Dr. Schwartz is, and then kind of go from there, and then we'll come into talking about your book and then about your sound beds and so forth. So wherever you want to start, go ahead.
Are we live or are we not live?
Right? Yeah, no, we're good to go. We're live right now. Everything's systems go.
So my history, my background, I'm a chiropractor. I'm a chiropractor by license. I went to chiropractic school on the East Coast of New York Chiropractic College, and I moved to Colorado to work with snowboarders. And it just so happened that when I moved to Colorado and I got my first job working in a multidisciplinary center, there was a woman there that was working with, she was an anesthesiologist. She was working with all kinds of random chronic conditions using muscle testing and these little glass vials that you would put into your biofield. And what was interesting about that was when I was in chiropractic school back in the mid-90s, my mother was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, and I watched her just degenerate over the next 5 years. And then I was in Colorado, and this woman was treating all these chronic diseases using muscle testing in these little glass vials. And I said to myself, wow, maybe this is something that could really help my mother. And so next time my mother came out to visit me in Colorado, we got her appointment with the doctor. And for the first time, my mother began to shift. And this doctor said to me, you know, you should go learn this. You should go learn technology. And interestingly enough, that first training was in San Diego, and that was back in 2000. And I remember that changed my life. That changed my life forever. I remember that sitting in that class that weekend saying, my life is never going to be the same come Monday. And I went in and I used that technique. I muscle tested patients for the first time. I exposed them to these little energy vials, and people were getting better. Like, seriously, just shifting. It was like a miracle. And that basically put me on the path. I started studying everything that had to do with quantum physics. I started studying everything that had to do with numerology. I had to study everything that had to do with biology. Even at a deeper level of the chiropractor, I started taking a closer look at all these things. And I just said to myself, if energy can heal, I have to be open to every form of energy. And so I gave myself permission to really study all aspects of it. And it really began to shape me. And I saw that everything is energy, and that being able to understand energy, we can start working with shifting physiology. So basically from 2000 all the way up to 2006, I use these little glass vials, and it's for people in the audience that aren't familiar with them. Picture a little glass tube, and in this glass tube it contains water, and within the water we would have kind of like a homeopathic imprint. Literally, it would be just an energy imprint of X. When I say X, it can be dog, it can be cat, it can be peppers, it can be onions, it could be eggs, it could be dairy, it could be emotion, like fear and anger and hurt and sorrow. It could be an imprint of a partner, of a spouse, of an ex-girlfriend, a boyfriend, whatever. Literally, we could imprint anything in these files, and we'd put it into your energy field, and we would muscle test your neurology for it. We would see just basic neurology says your body knows how to do one of two things. It's either on or off. And I began learning techniques of being able to reprogram our neurology using this platform. In 2006, I had the idea of what, instead of using these little glass vials, and there was a whole process between 2000 and 2006 of learning different techniques and kind of guiding me through the process of literally being able to reprogram the program of neurology and of the human biology. This was, now the buzzword for that is biohacking or neurohacking, and this was the early days of true neurobiohacking. And then I had an idea, what if I could, instead of using these little glass vials, what if I introduced these same energetic frequencies into music? And it was just an idea. And I said to my friend, one of my patients, that was a professional musician, I asked him, I said, do you have any health issues? He said he just started dating a girl that had 3 cats, and he's definitely allergic to cats. And he really liked it. And every time he'd go over there, he'd be all snotty and watery eyed and all that. And so we went into his recording studio, and I reproduced my cat allergy protocol in his recording studio. Interesting enough, at the time, is I was treating a lot of cat allergies with my patients. I used to own a clinic called the Allergy Stop, and it was a holistic allergy treatment center. And so we had great success rate treating for cat allergies. So it was a great baseline. And when I went in and treated my patients, I treated my friend for this cat allergy, he was allergic to 18 of 22 samples of cats that I tested.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot of allergies. He had a very severe allergy. And over the next week, I treated him 4 times. And I remember he called a week later, and I said, what's up? And he said, I went over to Lois's house. And I said, yes. And he tells me this story about how he was very nervous, but he went over there, and he went over to the whole intention to test cat allergy. So he went in, and he was facing the cat, all around the house, trying to grab, do you have any cats or dogs, Andrew?
I don't. Not for years.
So you're familiar with cat people. Cats can be a little more timid than dogs, right?
Yeah.
So the cats were hiding under the bed and running all around. He couldn't. So finally, after not being able to grab a cat, he ends up finds the cat bed, and he takes his head and he rubs it all over the cat bed. But I'm on the other line on the phone waiting to hear his son, and he tells me nothing happened. He had no response whatsoever. And I'm happy to report that that was 2006, and then we began embedding frequencies, healing frequencies into music. And that was the beginning of my music company, Bioharmonic Technology. So that website is www.bioharmonictechnology.com. And I just basically started taking formulations that I would use in my practice and restructure them into audio files and then make music. That was in the early days, but now I have 7 albums. All of them you can listen to and stream for free at my website, bioharmonictechnology.com. And also at that same time, I was approached to make a biofeedback system. At the same time, I knew that I could integrate music, but I also saw a platform of replacing my kinesiology muscle testing files and imprinting them into software. And I started doing that at early levels. And then in 2009, I was approached to develop a biofeedback system. And that happened, called the LDR7 Laser Allergy Relief System. That later, I was compelled to change the name and upgrade the software to something called the ASA Balance. There's still a website for that, asabalance.com. And I consult. I'm the national trainer for that technology. And it was essentially it reduces inflammation, clears cellular memory, and balances the body. In my book, Primal, Discover the Secrets to Health, Vitality, and Optimal Human Performance, that book came from my clinic that was the showcase for this music, my music company, and for this technology, biofeedback technology company. And then once that clinic kind of closed down for other reasons, I said to myself, I want to put these principles into a book, and that's where my book came from. Basically, that book came out in 2014, December 2014. In 2015, I moved to San Diego. Really, I was given an opportunity to develop a biofeedback system. And I'm kind of jumping forward a little bit in the story, but what happened was
Stephen,
yeah.
Are you on the headset right now?
No, I'm just speaking into my speakerphone.
A speakerphone, okay. And can we try putting you back on your headset? See how that sounds? Because I thought
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead and talk with talk with that instead and see how that works. But okay, go ahead. So anyhow, you said you were getting ahead of yourself. So go ahead from there.
Yeah. So I was telling you I started looking at music, and it was working. And I was thinking about feedback system, and it was working. And,
okay, Stephen. That's not going to work out. That's just as bad or worse. So let's go back to speakerphone.
We're back to it.
Yeah, it's a little bit better. So, and if you can talk literally into the mic of your phone, literally put your mouth right next to it.
That's what I believe I'm doing.
Okay.
It's better? Is it better or no?
I'm not sure. It's just I don't know. It may even be my phone. I'm not sure, but go ahead.
Okay. So this was about 2009. My center was closing. I was down in southern Colorado, and I was floating in these hot springs. And I was in these hot springs. Have you been to Colorado at all, Andrew?
Just very little. I just passed through there, and that was about it. So the question was that he asked me if I've ever been to Colorado, and I have. I've only been through there once, and that's about it. Can you project? Maybe that'll help. I'm not sure, but go ahead. Thanks.
So I was down in southern Colorado. There's a place called Crestone, Colorado. It's a beautiful energy vortex. It's kind of like Sedona, because it's an energy vortex. And I was floating in these hot springs, and I had this download, this kind of Tesla moment of this vibrating bed, this sound like frequency bed that at the time I was calling it a healing pod. And this healing pod, I couldn't get it out of my mind. It was something that was it was one of those things, kind of like Close Encounters of the Third Kind, like when Richard Dreyfuss was making this mound of mashed potatoes, you know, of Devil's Mountain, whatever it's called.
Yeah, yeah.
The spaceship was going to come. It was that kind of experience with the sound lab. And so really, I ended up coming back from Crestone. I had these images made of the sound lounge, and I ended up getting these pictures made. And I had them in all of my offices following that moment. And then basically I met a guy in 2012 that was making these sound lounges. And at this point I had 3 albums already created for my music company.
Yeah, yeah.
And I wanted to make music for these vibrating beds that would be able to be broadcast directly into the connective tissue. Because what I learned over since 2006 and 7, really into 2012, was I was working with reducing inflammation, clearing cellular memory, and balancing the body. And I was looking at the biology of the body and really what it entails in order to clear cellular memory and heal chronic illness. Because that was the focus of my practice. The focus of my practice was working with chronically ill patients, people with fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, Parkinson's disease, rheumatoid arthritis, irritable bowel syndrome, emotional issues, PTSD. These were all regular patients that I was seeing, and I was getting fantastic results with them. And the reason I was because I came up with a very easy turnkey system of literally reprogramming human biology, essentially biohacking, even though that wasn't really a term at the time. That's what was going on. And then what I started realizing was I needed to create applied sciences. I needed to create tools that would most effectively work with reducing inflammation, clearing cellular memory, and balancing the body. The ASA Balance biofeedback system, that was one of them. The other was this thing called the Sound Lounge. And the Sound Lounge was essentially just a vibrating bed. But what I knew was that just like an opera singer that would hit a specific note that would be in resonance with a glass and then would shatter the glass, I had already, through my research, used specific mathematical ratios, physiological frequencies, and things like and sacred geometry that was in resonance with our body's connective tissue. And I knew that if we could bring this technology into resonance with our connective tissue, we can literally clear cellular memory, just like we're shaking out a dirty rug. We could just pick it up and shake it out. That's what we were doing with our connective tissue. And if by laying on the bed and making specialized music, we could shift physiology. And even a deeper way of working with that was with the biofeedback system. So that's been my platform really over the years. And now I live in San Diego. I'm on the president and CEO of Holistic Health Science. We manufacture these sound lounges called the Vibro Acoustic Sound Lounge Series 1. And we create them. We create them for the masses. My intention that everybody in the world has one of these because they can literally lay on them and shift physiology, like clearing cellular memory. You can create abundance in your life. You can clear energy. You can detox. You can stimulate bone regeneration and stem cell activation and visceral healing. Kind of like a virtual reality program.
Got it. So what I want to do right now, Stephen, is I want to go ahead and take a breather and play some music. Earlier we were hearing some music by Serena Gabriel from her album Diving Deep, and in fact the song that we were she's out of Tucson. I went and spent some time with her a few weeks ago, and it was just a nice visit. But anyhow, she's out of Tucson, and the album is called Diving Deep, and the song that we were playing, the intro song was Diving Deep. I want to play a song called Wisdom of Nature. She has several different songs on here that I'd like to play, but we only have time for one song. So we're going to play Wisdom of Nature from her album Diving Deep. We're going to send out love, blessings, healings, angels of light and love to all the people out there, that have been affected by the fires, the hurricanes, the earthquakes. I mean, all this different stuff going on. It's been a lot of stuff going on. Of course, Dr. Stephen Schwartz, you and your family, and me and my family and all our friends, and to our vehicles and places of residence. I want to send out love, blessings, healings, angels of light, and love to the President of the United States and all his entourage. They need all the help they can get, and then also to all the kids and the animals and the plants on the planet, especially the ones that need concern. Anyone you want to add to that, Dr. Stephen?
I'd like to send out a shout out to my family.
Okay.
I miss them very much. I'm here in California, and I'm going to be coming home for Thanksgiving to see them. And it's been a while since I've connected with them. And there's so much just thinking about all the catastrophes that happened down in Florida and Puerto Rico, and even here in my state of California. It makes me think a lot about my family, who I haven't seen, and all my friends, and that are directly in my circle. And so I just want to tell them how much I love them, and I'm thinking of them. And blessings to what's happening. I feel there's like a major shift. Mother Nature is trying to tell us something.
Yeah, no kidding. And even yesterday and today, I've been discovering some new stuff. So anyhow, so we want to send out love, blessings, healings, angels of light, love to everyone else in need and concern. We will be back again with Wisdom of Nature by Serena Gabriel out of Tucson from our album Diving Deep, and we will be back.
Wisdom of nature is Wisdom of nature is in the sound. Wisdom of nature is in the heart. The wisdom of nature will always be a part of us. We are born on this earth, knowing its worth. Somehow we have forgotten to feel our connection. Live a life of love when we hold the dream. There's always another way. Now it's time to remember. When we heal the earth, we heal ourselves. When we heal ourselves, we heal the earth. When we heal the earth, we heal ourselves. When we heal ourselves, we heal the earth. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I forgive you. Sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I forgive you. Sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I forgive you. Sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I forgive you. Sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. Sorry, please forgive me. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. Wisdom of nature is around. Wisdom of nature is in the sound. Wisdom of nature is in the heart. Wisdom of nature will always be a part of us. Wisdom of nature is all around. Wisdom of nature is in the sound. Wisdom of nature is in the heart. The wisdom of nature will always be a part of us.
And we're back. This is Andrew Aloha live out of Flagstaff, Arizona, with free conference call, and eventually this will be put on YouTube as well. Anyhow, tonight we're talking to Dr. Stephen Schwartz, all the way out of San Diego, California. He's been telling us about how he got involved into working with technology and the sound sound chambers, and then also writing his book, talking about how his mom had acquired an autoimmune disease, and then he just out of just some it was mentioned to him that he should learn the technology of some of the stuff that helps with all that, and so that's what he's been doing over the past several years. So now, go ahead, Dr. Stephen Schwartz. What else? What's going on with all this as well? Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Repeat the question. What's going on with what?
Can you not hear me very well at all?
I can hear you. I can hear you perfect. Just that last word, you just muffled it.
Oh, I just wanted to find out, where because earlier you were talking about some of the you were talking about well, I guess maybe you know what is your mom? How's your mom doing now, Dr. Schwartz? What's going on with your mom? I don't know if you.
My mom's fine. I mean, she's in New Jersey. There's a whole story, with my mother. Started this thing, and she's been following my career. Obviously, I mean, I haven't lived in New Jersey really my whole adult life. So, I come back and forth and get a connection with people on the East Coast. So she'll come out to visit me. But yeah, she's on her journey, and yeah, she's doing great. We made some major breakthroughs.
Okay. And this autoimmune disease that she acquired, how is she doing that? What's going on with her on that?
Let's put it this way. I think my mom is. My personal feeling is I feel like the conversation about with my mother's health condition is probably for another interview.
Okay.
There's a lot of conversation around that.
Okay.
She's she's doing fine, but once again, I think that the take home message in terms of all of this is people all have choices. As whether you're a traditional doctor or whether you're a holistic doctor, we all have choices. And I feel over the 17 years that I've been in practice and my patients that would come to me, I've seen all kinds. I've seen people that show up, the very metaphysical people, ready, they meditate every day, and they don't get the best results. Then we have people that are the ultimate skeptics. They get the best. They get great results. And then everybody in between. And so people always ask me, do you have to believe in this for it to work? Kind of like a quote-unquote so, which I have a whole opinion about that topic. But ultimately, what I feel healthcare comes down to is as health facilitators, I can help direct patients by educating them on what are the core fundamental gateways into influencing and changing physiology. And there's some core basic laws of nature that do not change. Now, within that aspect, like you read the back cover of my book, we talk about the air that we breathe, the water that we drink, the food that we eat, and the thoughts that we think. All of these are important. Some are more important. Some are more tied into health conditions than others. And myself, as a doctor, it was my job to assess all of them and see which ones were the primary triggers and which ones could we influence and shift. And then how do we do that? I use sound like frequency simply because if you look at the core fundamental physiological processes of the body, which is one, how our cells replicate, that's called mitosis. And two, how our cells communicate, that's called signal transduction. They both operate by influences of the internal and external environment.
Got it.
And so these things that we're working with, my music, my bioharmonic technologies music, and by laying on the sound lounge, we're directly influencing these cascades through vibration, through physiological frequencies, sacred geometry, brainwave states. This is, if you think about it, when you interact with somebody, they'll say, you know what, there's just something about you that I just really like, or there's something about you that kind of repels me away. That's a vibrational interaction. When some people eat different foods that make them feel energized, others things they eat and put them to sleep. Sometimes some people have reactions to alcohol, some people have reactions to juicing. Because the body doesn't know how to tolerate consuming carrots or celery or apples or whatever, because it's an error in the immune system. And then finally, the thoughts that we think. What's the self-talk that's going through your mind? What kind of past experiences do you have going on with yourself? These are all things that need to be assessed, can be influenced, but are the core fundamental the core fundamental foundations to being able to shift and influence your physiology.
Got it. So I think my question is very simple, Stephen. Is that I know you've had success with all this technology, the sound bed, the music, and I don't know all the different um, accomplishments or successes that you've had, but have you been able to use this successfully, all this, with your mom and help her out at all?
Well, interestingly enough, my mom's been the corner foundation of this. So once again, like I said, this was New Jersey, but I started working with her with these technologies. And just to finish that story, I said that she came out to see the doctor, and then that doctor was doing a technique at the time called NAET. It stands for Nambudrapad Allergy Elimination Technique. We found her an NAET practitioner in New Jersey, and she started getting results with that. Then I learned something called the Mahler technique, JMT. The Mahler technique was not just looking at allergies, but it started working with autoimmune disease. So then I started working with that. Once again, that was the next level. And then I found practitioner of my mother in New Jersey, and she started getting results with that. Then I started developing, then doing something called neuromodulation technique. And that was becoming a hybrid of multiple things that I was learning. And she would come out to New Jersey. She'd come out to Colorado to visit me from New Jersey. And I would give her sessions. And she had major breakthroughs with that.
Nice.
But you know, it's really, but really, interestingly enough, there was a lot of things going on in my life during these times. One of them was I got exposed to shamanism. And I was invited to go down to Peru and partake in plant medicine, shamanic plant medicine, which was totally new to me. And I remember coming back from my trip, and my mother called me and said, how you doing? And I said, how was your trip? And there was other mothers on this trip that ayahuasca and San Pedro, and I said to myself, man, would I ever take my mother on this trip? And she asked, she's like, would you ever consider taking me? And so 6 months later, I took my mother and my stepfather down to Peru. They actually didn't take ayahuasca at the time, but they were exposed to this whole new world of shamanism and energy, and my mother made this practice recovery.
Nice.
And it was really kind of amazing to see. Then she came back and had experiences. She started getting into her own self. And this is the point that I was just making, Andrew, is there's anybody that calls themselves a healer is not a healer. They're a health facilitator.
Exactly.
And they're here to take people on their personal journey.
Yep, that's right.
And so I was connected with my mother and her personal journey to her health. But once again, her ups and her downs are her own is her process. Now that being said, after this part with shamanism, and I told you I became the national trainer for this technology that I developed called the ASA Balance. I found her a practitioner using the ASA Balance near her house, and she goes back and forth to him. And once again, she had major improvement with that technology. And so you ask me, I think she's doing fantastic compared to somebody of her same age. But there were some other decisions that she's made that I was totally in agreement with, and she has some side effects from that she's doing it now. And so once again, I feel that my biggest gift as a practitioner is providing tools for the masses that are in alignment with creating harmony. We just did a shout out and prayers, sent out prayers to people that have lost their homes, who lost their lives, who lost loved ones, to all these natural disasters. People are that, and then there's so much weighted questions around about current politics and people that are in office, things like that, and things all around the world. And people are asking, Dr. Schwartz, what are your belief systems on all these things? And I say to them, my belief system is that I am here to create harmonic frequencies that can raise the vibration of the planet and the consciousness of the planet. Because what I know is that as a collective, as a human collective, the more that we vibrate and resonate at a higher collective consciousness, lower vibrational experiences just cease to exist. Things like war, corruption, and other types of things like that, they begin to shift and go away because they can't exist at a higher vibrational at a level. I talk about this in a specific chapter in my book that talks about pathogens. And pathogens are things like bacteria, viruses, parasites, mold, fungus, yeast. They exist opportunistically in our bodies because they find resonance of lower vibration, and they are able to thrive. That same concept that exists in our bodies exists on our planet. So being able to create music that people can listen to that is elevating in nature, the more people that listen to it, it begins to spread through communities, begins to spread through nations, it begins to spread around the planet, it begins to wake people up, just like that song we were just listening to. It's so beautiful. So that's, as a doctor, I think your biggest challenge is, for me, if I was in practice, because I was not in practice 7 days a week, but let's say I was, and I saw 50 people a day, which I was not seeing, but I was busy every 15 minutes all day, and I was as busy as I felt comfortable being. I knew that there was another level of technology, and what really did kind of bother me was that I didn't live where my mother lived, and that she didn't have access to me, even though she wanted to get treated by me. So one of the biggest blessings is now with my sound lounge and the music we create, I'm now able to reproduce myself. People are able to put a little bit of Dr. Schwartz into their lives on a daily basis and receive healing. And now Dr. Schwartz is global because my music's global, my technology is global.
Got it.
And I think that's the most satisfying thing because I feel that I want to see, and now, you start seeing earthquakes and fires and floods and all kinds of crazy stuff going on all over the planet. Is this a flash? Is this the movement of Mother Nature? Is this Mother Nature shifting from chaos into a higher level of vibrational resonance? These are questions that I ask.
Good point.
And is it going through changing lower vibrations and raising them to higher vibrations? And my answer, my position to that is an overwhelming yes. Is it because of my music? I can't say that. But I have had experiences with my music, literally shifting weather patterns. Can I share a story with you about that?
Yeah, well, go for it.
Yeah, well, I was living in Colorado, and I was associated with this small local festival scene called Shamanic Boom, and they would have little festivals basically on a monthly basis, and I was involved with that. And this one particular Shamanic Boom that they did, it was the first weekend 2-day immersion. It rained. It was like a full-on mud bath. I mean, it was relentless rain from basically set up all through. So this was say we set up on Thursday. It rained all through Friday, and then I had a workshop on Saturday. And by Saturday, everybody's pretty much out of it. They're staying in their tents, kind of everything is soggy, nothing's really happening. I was like, nobody's going to come to my workshop. And I went into this geodesic dome where they were hosting the workshop, and I started taking them on an experience. And the thing about a geodesic dome, which is so relevant, is that mathematics in the geodesic dome is equivalent to the phi ratio, and the phi ratio is the foundational mathematics that I have layered into all my music. It's the delivery system of our connective tissue, and it's the specific mathematics of the universe. So being in a geodesic dome, playing my music, and then having humans in there, we're all in resonance with the same mathematics. And I played one of my tracks called Energy Clearing, which clears negative energy out of the nervous system space and dwelling. And I remember we did this whole meditation, and I invited the people that were there, small group of people that were there. I said, let's set intention to clear the energy of this festival. And about halfway through, literally the sun came out, and you hear the entire festival started screaming and laughing in joy. And I remember looking on the faces of people that were there participating, and they all started smiling. And literally, people came up to me afterwards, and they were like, "Dude, your music just changed weather." And it was interesting. And just as a caveat to that story, because it's kind of become a little bit of Colorado folklore. Living here in California, there was a girl that I went to a festival out here, and I was sharing that story with her. And it just so happened that the elixir bar that I was at telling the story was a Colorado elixir bar, and the guy behind the bar, he looked at me and said, "You know what? I was at that festival. I was at your workshop, and that happened."
So
there was confirmation of it.
Yeah, he confirmed it.
So,
wow.
Yeah, so I think the take-home message isn't so much about changing weather. It's just about what's
works.
possible with humanity.
Yeah.
It's what's possible with humanity. If we follow the basic laws of nature and we drop into that frequency range, and now, like I said, between my music and between the fiber acoustic sound lounges, these become essentially interdimensional portals. They become gateways of shifting the way that our electrons express themselves and the way that our connective tissue orient themselves.
Got it.
According to quantum physics, we are nothing but a ball of potential energy of infinite dimensions that through our intentions we can choose. So I think my message that I'd like to leave with your community as we're talking here is, who do they want to be in this world? What dimension, if anything is possible, do they want to sit and straight in their lives? And if they could do it, what would that look like? And what I'm offering is technology that can assist them in creating that. And if they want more information on that, my book is a handbook into creating optimal human performance using sound, light, frequency.
Got it. So now, well, first of all, and this is going back a couple of steps again. And so you've had success with helping your mother. What other examples do you have? At least 2 or 3 of them you have where you've seen significant adjustments with the people that you work with, and they started out at this level, and all of a sudden their life was like this type of thing.
Thank you. That's a great question. One of my favorite stories that I like to share is in the early stages when I was in Colorado, when I was in California, in the early stages, the Sound Lounge just came out. I was working with the company that wanted to pick up my music and distribute it on the website. So they come to my office, and I lay them on the sound lounge. They're kind of looking at me like, what is this vibrating bit? And they didn't know anything about it. They just wanted to carry my music. So one of the chief partners came in and laid down on the sound lounge, and the other fellow and myself were in the other room, and we were talking. And after about 5 or 10 minutes, the other guy gets off the sound lounge, and he comes in. He has this very interesting look on his face. And I looked at him and I said, what was your experience? And he proceeds to tell me a story about, this is what he told me. He said that he's a veteran, a military veteran, and there's a disabled scale of 0 to 10. He's a 10 out of 10 disabled veteran. And he's been disabled for the last 7 years with severe PTSD, where basically, this is what he told me, it blows my mind. He said, there's not a moment that goes by since he's been discharged from the military for the last 7 years that he doesn't think about killing somebody. And he said for the first time in 7 years, laying on that sound lounge and listening to energy clearing, it's the first time that he found peace in his mind and did not want to kill somebody.
Wow.
And so I said to him, let's put you back on the sound lounge.
Right? And this is clear that stuff up.
But I mean, like, about it, we think about like what happened in Las Vegas. Like, these people are walking around and we have no idea who's on the street. what their histories are. I didn't know that history about him.
Yeah. So and you know, a lot of those people are I mean, they have PTSD now from all that, and maybe they've never. You know, to me, if you've ever been abused even once, you have PTSD. It may be a very minor version of it, but you still have PTSD. And if you ever been abused even once, and if you go to who is it, John Bradshaw, and read his book Toxic Shame, he says, I believe he states in there that about 96% of the people in the United States have been abused at least once. So if you ask me, most of the people in the United States have PTSD to some level or another, and some people have it severely, and it's very, very noticeable. But most of the people in the United States have PTSD, if you ask me. So, but anyhow,
Well,
go ahead.
you're exactly right, Andrew. And so the question is this: what are the tools for clearing cellular memory? And these are the applied sciences. This vibroacoustic sound lounge. We've actually been approached by the Air Force. Actually, we were able to provide a research document to General of the Air Force Hospital, looking for answers for PTSD. And here are answers, because at the end of the day, think about the NFL when it's concussion. It's all cellular memory issues. And I believe this is the new frontier, the next frontier in healthcare, because it perpetuates inflammation. It perpetuates disease. I talk about this in my work. And these are all things that can be resolved if we understand the physics and the physiology. And the physics and physiology works with resonance. This is how our cells replicate, and this is how our cells communicate through resonance. So if we want to clear the communication patterns and we want to optimize the way our cells are replicating themselves, we have to communicate them through resonance.
Got it. So now another group that you might want to consider working with, or just checking out, is MUFON. Have you ever heard of MUFON?
I have not.
Yeah, Mutual UFO Network. And basically, there are groups all over the world. In fact, the headquarters for it is right there in Los Angeles, in I believe Redondo Beach. And you might want to contact Jan Harzan about doing a presentation next year. They're going to be doing a huge symposium out in I believe Philadelphia. And so you might want to contact them to see about doing a presentation. But anyhow, there's a lot of people. Yeah, there's a lot of people that have been abducted. You know, their perceptions that they have been abducted. They have PTSD. They have all kinds of issues that they're working with on those levels, and something like this might be very useful for that as well. Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah. So anyhow.
I mean, it's interesting. Even a lot of people that use the sound lounges, they do that with medicine journeys, and of all different forms of medicine. And people have crazy experiences, but also what's interesting is that people go on medicine journeys without medicine because we're accessing the same channel through the music.
Exactly. So anyhow, first of all, again, this is the first of the shows that we're going to be doing here on pre-conference call. So far, I believe this is going to be pretty stable for now until we advance into bigger and better stuff. But and the music again by Serena Gabriel out of Tucson from her album Diving Deep. I want to thank her for that. And we're going to be bringing her music on board. I think she said she wants to come out with another album in December, so we'll see what happens. Meantime, next month we're going to be bringing in I can't remember who. Let's see. Time out. I'll tell you in a second. What happened? Okay. Go like this. Okay. No. Oh, yeah, that's right. Jason Rotman's album Divine Devotion in November. And if you like his music, call into the show, and we'll get you a free copy. The first 3 people call in, and we'll get a free copy of that. And then next week, we're going to be starting the psychic show, the Golden Age Psychic Show. We're going to be doing readings, free mini readings for people that come on the show. I don't know how that's going to look like, but we're going to work with it and see what happens. And so if you want to come on and get a free mini reading next week, same time, same place, here on actually it's going to be on Friday night from 7 to 9 p.m. So we're going to be doing free mini readings. And then the other thing we have going on is that we're going to be bringing in some of this music, Dr. Schwartz's music, in January. I believe January 7th. We're going to be playing some of his music. So if you want to tap into some of that, and I don't know, who knows what kind of adjustments you'll get, but I'm assuming you'll get something out of it. If nothing else, some nice music to listen to. So yeah, if you want to get something out of that, you come back and talk to us, and we're.
Do you know what you're going to be? Do you know what you're going to be playing?
Yeah, the cellular atonement. I think that's the album that you gave me. Unless there's.
Cellular atonement. So for people that tune in that night,
yeah.
cellular atonement is all about clearing. Is all about emotional balance. There's 12 different tracks, 5-minute tracks, and you can play. Basically, there's an emotional relationship to each one of the tracks based off of the chromatic scale of music, which is like the black and white music on the piano. Each one of them has a specific note, and then there's a specific emotional relationship associated with it. I've done a lot of research into all that, and that's what you're going to be playing in January, which is going to be awesome. So people who are looking to get emotionally balanced, that's what they're going to be listening to.
They're going to be. It'll be a good way to start out the new year, right? Get clear on your emotions and feelings, so you can deal with whatever you got to deal with in 2018. So yeah. So we're going to be bringing in Dr. Schwartz back for that, and if you want to check that out. Anything else coming up that you want to tell us about, Dr. Schwartz? Any events or anything like that?
Well, I'm here in California. I'm going to be up at the Science and Non-Duality Conference up in San Jose next weekend. Following weekend, I'm going to be down in Austin, Texas. If there's anybody down in Austin that want to connect with me, I'll be down there for a few events that I don't think I can share here, but feel free to contact me online. Or I'd like to leave my contact phone number too, if that's okay.
Well, absolutely. If people want to do a session with you or get in touch with you about the sound chambers or your book, where do they go to for that? All that.
So if they want to, I think the best way to contact me is contact me at the following number. It's the Colorado phone number, 303-521-0091. That's the easiest, best way to contact me. My email is steve@holistichealthscience, STEVE, @holistichealthscience.com. My music, Holistic Health Science is my vibroacoustic sound lounge website. Bioharmonictechnology.com is my music website. And if you're interested in checking out my book website, that is www.drsteven, STEVEN, Schwartz, SCHWARTZ.com. And there you can purchase my book. You can get it. It's on Amazon. All my music is on iTunes and Amazon as well too. And I love hearing from my audience. I love hearing from people that use it, or if they have any questions. My music is called Sonic Pharmaceuticals. And these are all delivery systems for shifting and influencing physiology in a variety of different ways. And I'd love to be able to share more of this knowledge with everybody that wants to contact me, and help guide them in the direction that they need for healing. Because now I can do remote sessions on people simply through accessing my music and vibroacoustic therapy.
Got it. Well, I want to thank you for stopping by and sharing your valuable information, and just keep trucking, and I think you're in the right direction. I guess you gotta just go with the flow, and whatever comes up comes up. So, I want to thank all of you for stopping by. Have a God Goddess week. Be the love that you are, always have been, and always will be. Aloha.
Aloha.